Well, folks, in today's video, I'm going to be unboxing this Alco 260 Canadian National Bachmann sound value steam locomotive. This was another one of the ones in the lot, and it was requested, and I thought, hey, why not? Because I haven't had a lot of experience with sound locomotives, and this is a sound steam locomotive, so this should be very interesting. So, yeah, let's get in. If we go over here are the specifications for it. And obviously this is a sound value locomotive, so should be equipped with some interesting sounds. Wow, that is beautiful. Yeah, this one, not sure if Bachmann put that in there or not. It's kind of interesting. Let's see here. I think that's the manual. I believe that's the warranty. Sorry, this is the warranty. And the quick start guide, so that's, I believe, to do with the sound. So that's what's in the box. Now let's get to the locomotive because, well, it looks pretty interesting. Oh yeah. That is beautiful. A lot of really small parts on this. Not the most detailed steam engine I've seen, but it looks pretty nice. Now, I think we should go take this thing on a test run because, honestly, I want to see how it sounds. Alright, now, just as before, we've got her all set up on the track, and we're going to fire her up by giving her some power. Yeah, it sounds like we've already got some boiler noises going on. Now let's put her into the function mode and see what types of sounds we've got. So I believe number 2 is the whistle. Oh, that's really, I like that a lot. And number 1 is usually the bell. I mean, guys, I'm no expert on these things, but to me that bell sounds really, really good. And anyways, number 3 should be the short horn. Or short whistle, I guess, in this case. And let's see if it's got any other features. Let's try number 4. Oh, so it does. I think that's steam being released from the boiler. And 5 does nothing, 6 does nothing, 7 does nothing. 8 usually turns off the sound on DCC sound engines. And it does. And yeah, 9 does nothing. Now, number 10 should put on the headlight, and there's the headlight on. It's quite bright. A lot brighter than the last one we unboxed. Anyways, let's give this thing some power. Wow. This is very cool. And it seems to be making a chuffing noise, which is similar to the rate of the pistons. A little bit of dirty track. Well, that's very cool. Now let's put some cars behind this thing and see what kind of pulling power we've got. One thing I forgot to point out and didn't even think about is that this thing has a backlight. So anyways, there it is. Anyways, let's slow this thing down before it crashes into these cars. Okay, so with our consist, it definitely, it's not easy on it, but it's pulling it, and there are some pretty heavy cars in this consist. I have to say, guys, one thing I was really kind of surprised by is that the chuffing sound on this engine is very nostalgic for me, and that's because I used to watch a lot of those videos of steam locomotives running through the mountains and stuff like that, and the chuffing noise is very similar on them. So I'm not sure if they were the same locomotives. It was too long ago, I can't remember, but it's just something I really like. Well, I've encountered a grade, and it seems to be struggling a little bit. Give it a little push. Well, guys, I really have to say, this thing really does not seem happy trying to pull this 10-car consist up a slight grade and around a corner. I mean, you can see it's getting a little bit of traction, but it's not doing it on its own. Alright, we've got her going at max speed. Let's see if we'll make it through the corner this time. Here's some of the detailing on this unit up close. And I personally really like the handrails and cap of the boiler. The only space I feel it's kind of lacking is this area. I feel like there should be some rivets or something there, but again, I'm not an expert on this locomotive, and maybe this locomotive didn't have any rivets in real life, so in which case, you know, you can't really knock it for that. But yeah, I mean, the detail pretty decent on this engine. If off camera, if you look very, very carefully, you can read this, which is pretty impressive. And just as the other Alico had, it's got the thing to uncouple the coupler. See what's going on over here. It doesn't look like we've got a lot going on in the cab. We've got some beautiful coal. Get this camera to focus. Yeah, I got some beautiful shiny coal, and of course the wonderful Canadian National logo. Here's something I like that Bachmann's done, I think, very well. They've actually got coal spilling out into here so that it can be shoveled. That's the first time I've ever seen that on a model train. So, well done, Bachmann. Also got this nice little bell. It doesn't move like on the Mahano ones, and as you can see, it's secured in place, but still a nice detail. I appreciate having it there. So that's my review of the Bachmann Alico 260 steam locomotive in the Canadian National paint scheme. I think this is an absolutely beautiful locomotive, and I think it's got amazing sound. I have to admit I wasn't exactly blown away by the pulling capacity on this, but I have to cut it some slack because all of my other 260 steam locomotives also don't really have amazing pulling capacity, so I think it's just something that's common of that wheel configuration and not so much the make of the locomotive, so I'm gonna let that one go. One thing that I am a little bit concerned about, though, is that it's a Bachmann steam engine, and the reason I say that is all of my other Bachmann steam engines either have one of two things. They either have major problems or they don't run at all, and these are locomotives which the majority of I purchased new, and I did purchase them a while ago, you know, back in 2012, 2013, 2010, you know, that kind of era, so it has been a while, but as a contrast, my Mahano engines, which to me is a similar quality make, I got some of those back in 2007, and they're still running perfectly fine today and haven't had near to the amount of problems that my Bachmann ones have. So I'm going to take as many precautions as I can to try to prevent this engine from having the same problems, but it might be inevitable. Who knows? I guess only time will tell. But anyways, that's my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm excited to start running this thing more because I really like the sound on it.